When you're walking alongside someone with ALS, there are just these moments where words completely fail. So today, we're going to explore something kind of unexpected: how this ancient prayer can actually become a really practical, comforting framework for loving someone through that whole journey. And loving someone with ALS, yeah, that is absolutely one of those moments. I mean, the whole situation is just so complex, it's so heavy, and frankly, it's just too painful for our normal everyday words. The experience, it just lives in a place beyond language? So if you're a caregiver, you probably feel this all the time. It's like you're living in two worlds at once, right? On one hand, you've got the world of logistics, all the appointments, the tough medical realities, the endless tasks. And on the other hand, there's this world of meaning, the incredible love, the memories, just being present. It's this huge contradiction, and trying to navigate both, it is absolutely exhausting. And that's where, believe it or not, the Lord's Prayer can come in and become something totally different. Look, this isn't about some kind of religious obligation. It's about finding a practical tool, a survival tool, really. It becomes this quiet anchor when everything, and I mean everything, feels like it's shifting under your feet. It's just a way to help you keep showing up. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The prayer jumps right in by tackling one of the biggest, toughest parts of ALS, that feeling of just deep isolation. And it gives us a way to start finding meaning, even in the smallest moments. The work begins with the very first word. Think about it. Our. Not my struggle, not your diagnosis. Our journey. That one little word is this gentle but really powerful pushback against the loneliness that can just creep in and take over for everyone. So just repeating that word "our" to yourself can be this kind of quiet reset. It's a reminder that, hey, even if your support system feels like it's shrinking, you are not the only person who has ever felt this. You're not alone in this. You're connected to this huge human story of love and struggle. All right, next up is a line with a word that can sound a little stuffy, right? Hallowed be thy name. But let's bring that down to earth. In the world of caregiving, hallowed is just about honoring what is still sacred. It's like this quiet little rebellion against the feeling that everything has just become cold and clinical. So this line invites us to ask ourselves a really important question. What is still sacred here, right now, in this moment? It could be a shared laugh, even when speaking is hard. It could be a moment of eye contact that just says everything. Or maybe it's just sitting together in total silence. Those moments, that's the holy ground. Okay, so the next part of the prayer, this is maybe the toughest part of all. It really challenges us to shift our whole focus away from trying to control a situation that is, let's be honest, completely uncontrollable, and instead just be present inside of it. And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? How do I accept something I would never, ever choose? You hear a phrase like "thy will be done," and when you're facing something like ALS, that can be so incredibly hard to hear. It can feel like you're being asked to be okay with something you would give absolutely anything to change. But here's a really critical distinction. Acceptance does not mean agreement. It's not about liking the situation. It's not about pretending it's okay. It's just about acknowledging what's real. It's about saying, okay, I can't control this, but I can control how I show up and how I love inside of it. ALS forces you to live in much smaller chunks of time, and the prayer meets you right there. Give us this day our daily bread. That line becomes this amazing release from the pressure of trying to figure out the future. Today's bread isn't some grand plan. It's just enough. Enough energy, enough patience, enough resilience to get through today. So this can become a really powerful grounding practice for you. You stop asking, what do I need for the next year? And you start asking, what do I need today to keep going? And maybe the answer is just a cup of coffee you actually get to finish while it's hot, or a quick text from a friend, or even just 5 minutes of silence. That right there is your daily bread. And all of this brings us to a really, really human part of the journey: the absolute need for grace. Because let's face it, caregiving is messy. It's not perfect. And it demands so much more grace than it ever demands perfection. I mean, listen, you are going to feel irritated, you're going to be exhausted, you might say something you wish you could take back, or you'll feel like you're just not doing enough. These are not signs that you're failing. They are signs that you are a human being in an impossible situation. So this grace, it really has to flow in 3 directions. First, you have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Second, you have to find a way to forgive the situation itself, not approve of it, but just loosen that white knuckle grip of anger so you can actually breathe. And third, and this is so important, forgiving each other to protect the relationship from all the stress the disease creates. Now, think about the line, lead us not into temptation. In the world of caregiving, temptation looks really different. We're not talking about some big moral failing here. We're talking about the subtle, really harmful emotional habits that can just build up over time. So what are these temptations? Well, it's the temptation to just completely isolate yourself, the temptation to stop asking for help because it feels like too much work, to just numb out and disconnect. Or, and this is a big one, the temptation to believe you have to be endlessly strong, like some kind of superhero. So that line in the prayer, it becomes this quiet plea, help me not disappear inside of all this. Help me stay connected to myself. All right, so we're getting to the end of the prayer, and these final lines, they offer this incredible sense of release and perspective. It's a reminder that, you know what, we are not holding the entire world together all by ourselves. So when everything feels so fragile and so uncertain, a line like, for thine is the kingdom, can be a huge relief. It reminds you that not everything is on your shoulders. You don't have to carry the entire weight of this whole experience. It's like an invitation to just rest, to rest in something that's bigger than your own strength. And that's the deep, deep relief those words can offer. It's this powerful permission slip that says you are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be at the end of your rope. Why? Because you are not, and you were never, ever meant to be, the only source of strength in this story. And that brings us to the very last word, amen. It's just one word, but wow, it can hold so much. So in this context, amen doesn't mean, hooray, this is good, or everything is fixed now. Not at all. Here, it just means, let it be. It's an acknowledgement of what is. The hardship, the love, the grief, all of it. And it's a quiet commitment to just stay present right in the middle of it all. So, in the end, the Lord's Prayer obviously doesn't offer a magic fix for ALS. What it does offer is something quieter and maybe more essential. It gives you a framework, an anchor, a gentle guide. It offers a way to keep going, a way to stay human, and a way to love well even here. And in this journey, that really is everything.